Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be kicking off game 16. It's been a few weeks, so we'll do a quick little recap. So last session we had the group with the departure of Lord Crane as he was banished from the city of Archlink, a ancient vampire that has been aiding the group, and Saria in particular. And you managed to leave the city without incident, although you could tell that the Lord Battenberg seemed to be quite displeased and had plans to take ownership of Lord Crane's manor, to Jade's absolute mortification. But the group set off with their two crawlers back northward toward the city of Nemesa, where Crane was going to retreat to one of his old hideouts. And the group had plans also to go and see a organization named the Cypher's Code, hoping to complete a job for their handler named Fleece. And they were making the journey across when a very large, ominous dust storm suddenly took over the area around them, completely, buffeting them with heavy winds and sand and dust. Green flashes of lightning were striking down all around them, and all of this chaos caused Vargas to crash his crawler into a sandstone wall. And as the group kind of assessed the damage and kind of were helping each other to recover, you were all assaulted by these three dust elementals and a series of dust methods. But you fought them off valiantly. And a tough fight, but you all pushed through. And we left off right as the last method was killed off. So we'll just jump straight back in there. So you're all just recovering from the wounds. You're all, having to, give yourselves whatever cover you can from the actual dust storm. And
Fuck.
You're all still very heavily injured.
Yeah, I am very heavily injured. Shit.
Why do you kind of sound like an old man, Vargas, when you're in pain?
I don't know.
Maybe your vocal cords got damaged.
Or maybe it's because it's fucking painful.
I'm sure the
go.
sandstorm isn't helping.
Jade will throw a cure. Well, actually, let me check my spell slots. Hold on. Jade will throw a second level cure wounds at Vargas, since he's that heavily wounded. Okay, well, I can't select Vargas because of the fucking crawler.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Go.
Shift it over, no worries.
Gonna have to move next to him as well.
Oh, thank you, Jay.
Thank me yet. I haven't rolled it yet.
Okay,
That's
fuck you,
pretty
Jay.
good.
Oh,
That's
it's
good
not.
point of healing. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
There you go. You better now?
Oh, much better. Thank you.
Gotten a lot better too. Okay, what happened with your crawler? Is it okay? Jade's gonna start looking over the crawler as much as she
I
can.
lost control.
Yeah.
Imagine it's hard
thing
to
might be
aim the
fucked.
dust.
Yeah.
Is the sandstorm still going?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
as well?
It's still raging on quite strong. Like I say, you're having to raise your arms, cover your face. Wrap whatever loose clothing you have around your face to actually be able to, tolerate it. Occasionally a flat.
Cover.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was just going to say,
course you are,
should we
yeah.
just take cover inside
Yeah,
the
yeah.
crawler.
But occasionally you see the flashes of green lightning. You know, you wonder whether there could be more of those creatures as well. So you're definitely not in a safe position here, from what you can tell. And the crawler is quite badly.
Or no?
No, it's quite badly damaged. You could repair it, but it's going to take a fair bit of time and quite a lot of your repair materials.
Yeah, Jade's gonna start looking into that if she can.
Yeah, you essentially have to
any
heal. You essentially have to heal it to full health for it to be drivable again.
Gotcha.
Can we like drag this thing out using the other crawler? Get somewhere that's not so oppressive weather-wise.
Mhm.
Do we have
I'll say this as you you know, make that suggestion. You all kind of look around and you can barely see more than like 20 feet ahead of you. There's no way to
Mhm.
like give yourself direction toward a safer place. At least not in the where you are right now, and you know, without any kind of special abilities or something that you might have. I'm not sure.
Out of curiosity, I mean, I will summon a void orb and just see how that interacts with the sandstorm. If it helps or makes it worse or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you summoned one during the battle.
Oh yeah.
You noticed that it did kind of you know, pull in and destroy particles of sand, sure. But it's not like making any major difference with how dense the storm is.
Yeah, but I mean, would it make enough of a difference for Jade to, you know, complete her job better?
No, unfortunately not. And plus
Okay.
it'll only last for a minute. So it's not really a like this job's gonna take a few hours to get done.
Okay.
Is there anywhere nearby we can go to ride out this storm and deal with it afterwards?
What if we just
I say as I'm
drive
shouting over the sand.
What if we just drive the other crawler next to this one so we have cover?
It's worth a try.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'll go drive it. Where is it?
You know what, Vargas? I think you could help here with the crawler. Like you have a really keen eye for these things. I think.
I don't know about that.
It's okay, Vargas. I'll go and fetch it, and sorry, I'll just head down and back into it and just drive it up.
What did you say, Saria?
I'm not going to shout. I'm coughing too much.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You find you know, Lord Crane you know, waiting patiently, and as you enter the crawler and drive it into position.
Left a little bit. No, now right a little bit. Okay, no, straight.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on! Oh, stop!
But yeah, Crane is being very
under one of the wheels.
but Crane is being very careful to avoid the sunlight. For the most part, anyway.
I assume he's still inside of it, no?
He's inside the crawler. Yeah, he can briefly come out of it, but he has to return quite quickly. Like you see his skin like sizzling when he briefly pops out at any point, or when a beam of sunlight enters, you know, the interior.
What is currently damaged on this crawler? Is it bodywork damage, engine damage, like wheels?
It's mostly the front of the vehicle, like the front bumper, the front axis, the axle, and the engine itself.
Right.
It's not a complete bust, but it just needs time and repairs to be made.
How long are we talking, Jade? Do you have any idea how long this is going to take?
At first glance, I think a couple hours.
Okay, well in that case, I'm going to rest. I'm decking myself out.
Yeah, maybe
will
we
help
should
you
all
after
take
an hour.
a short rest, and then we'll be more rejuvenated. Maybe the sandstorms calm down a little bit by then.
It's your call, eh? I think the sooner the better we get this moving. How about you tinker with it now, and I'll tinker with it after. We'll take turns.
Okay, we can do that. Jade's gonna cast a second level cure wounds on herself in that case.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have put myself underneath this fucking thing again.
You can move with the arrow keys.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Someone's
Yeah,
moving
if you want to make sure you're above
I
it,
had to. I couldn't.
if you want to make sure you're above the crawler, just set your height to 5 or more. It should
I'm
put
at
you above it.
least 5 tall.
It should do it anyway.
And
Okay, cool. Yeah, that worked.
a bit more. Oh, whatever. It's fine. But yeah, Jade's gonna start working on the. God damn it. Jade's gonna start working on the crawler.
Yeah.
Oh, she can.
Don't I already have that? Can I guess I don't.
Oh, there you are.
I got it now.
I wasn't sure, but it was still in my inventory, so I was like, huh?
Kai just handed me the bag of colding. What?
So Tinker's tools check, Scott.
Yeah,
or-
please, yeah.
Motherfucker, how did I? What? Why did I move? Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, I have to choose a DC, right? Or is it different for like out of combat heavy repairs?
No, we'll just do something simple for out of combat. So essentially, how many repair materials do you have, by the way? You've got,
A lot.
got 5 for
Not
you.
not on that crawler, but like the other one has 44.
Cool. Yeah.
It should be plenty.
We'll say you
You
can eat.
check first, which is
We'll say this: each repair material, you can either roll a d20 or you can take 10 HP regenerated.
just take 10. It's fine. I'll keep this.
Cool.
A full 8 tinkers. Wait, can I have my bird assist me? Probably not. I wouldn't have my bird out at this moment. It's too heavy winds.
Yeah, it would struggle in the weather.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you can do that. I'll just say it just takes a bit of time to get it done. I'll say what did you roll for your Tinker's check?
8.
8. Yeah, it's going to take about 2 hours
good.
to get it completely repaired. Unless anyone wants to help, if anyone's proficient with Tinker tools. Anyone else?
I am not.
No?
No, I'm afraid I'm not either.
Okay.
I'm not either. I just have them.
Let me check. I don't think I am. No, I don't have any tool proficiency.
All good.
Okay. So yeah, as this 2 hours pass, is there anything anyone else is doing during the time? Or anything else
So
you
like
like
want
I
to try?
the first one to rest up and take a short rest because
Okay.
she's pretty.
Sure.
Yeah, I will also do the same.
Cool. Yeah, I'll say you all complete a short rest during this time, except for Jade.
Sad.
Sorry.
The way Jade's repairing it, by the way, is like She's like slithering, like her gear's just to the side, like or in the other crawler.
Oh,
Even.
what are these rolls, bro?
And she's just like slithering underneath it, and then looking like underneath it, like, oh shit, this bolt needs tightening.
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, this gotta be repaired. And then like she's using her slightly acidic properties to like kind of like do a finishing touch on the parts.
Yeah, yeah. And you can actually kind of like squeeze your way into the
Yeah, exactly.
more
Into, like, the engine.
difficult to reach areas without actually having to break apart and completely dismantle parts of the bodywork. You can actually just kind of squeeze in underneath it and work away.
Jade's just not even visible. She's just like inside of the mechanics of the sand crawler. There's just a wrench like floating through the goo that is Jade.
Okay. And is the plan just to wait out the storm then and create as much shelter as you can?
At least until it's repaired.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I will. After I've taken my short rest, I will come outside and join Jade, either taking over directly or I will help her. Even though I guess I just have to make my own check because I can't help. I'm not proficient.
Yeah. How else would you like to help her, other than with the tools in particular? What is it you're actually doing? You want to like provide cover for her or like something like that? Or
I could yeah. I mean, I've got a cloak. I could like stand over her and like sort of spread it out so it blocks the sand.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'll say
That's
Crane's
the
got
best
some
thing
of
I can
his
think of right now.
I'll say Crane's got some of his possessions with him as well, and he'll offer you something that you can some type of like large piece of fabric that you can hold up as well. And I'll say between the two crawlers, and you position them up, I'll say you drape over a number of pieces of cloths and things like that Crane provides, and you all create a rudimentary shelter that's just enough to make it not
like one of those
completely
like
intolerable
camps, like,
to be outside. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not completely intolerable to be outside now. At least underneath the makeshift shelter that you've created. But as for the storm itself, after about an hour and a half, it begins to start to die down a little bit. But just before it does, I'm gonna need I'm gonna say Saria and Kai to make a dex save, please.
I love those.
Can you just remind me, Scott, after Flump like dies in combat, is there a
Yeah.
period of time that I have to wait?
No, you can just summon him again with an action.
Okay, so I will summon him again and get him to help by holding a cloth or something, like in an awkward position that might be like flapping in the air.
That'll be a 7.
Okay. Make a save for Flump as well then.
Oh, sorry, what's the save? A dexterity save.
Dex, yeah, for Flump. Yeah.
Okay, give me 1 second. So Flump got 12, I got 18.
Cool.
Wait, do I have to make one as well?
Or? No. You're like inside the crawler.
Yeah.
But 3 of you.
I am the crawler now.
Seems like my macro isn't working. Give me 1 second. Let me. We'll have to. Where is it? So this isn't this isn't Jade doing this, but I'm just doing it from her sheet because
Oh, good.
my macro is broken. But just imagine this is green and instead of blue. As a crash of lightning comes down from the storm.
Oh, low roll. Thank God.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
It does get an extra D10 because it's in a storm, technically.
only Saria fails. So Flumph and Kai, you take half damage.
Nice.
We'll just go with the 12, and it'll be necrotic damage as well.
Oh,
Blump
which I
takes
am resistant to.
6. Oh, no,
You are,
oh,
yeah.
12. Sorry.
Yeah.
Blump
So
takes 12.
Flump takes
6.
6.
Blump disappears again.
Oof.
Wait, would he come back on full health?
Yeah, he would, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's all right then.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Down to
So he's a
4.
little singed, and his nervous system is a bit fried, and little bits of decay across his skin for all three of you, anyway. But a few more crashes of lightning as the storm begins to slowly die down, and after about the hour and a half that passes, the storm ends. A little bit longer, and then Jade finishes up with the actual repairs on the crawler. So you can go ahead and heal it back up now, if you wish.
How many repair materials does that take? Only 4. Because I was missing 33 health.
It was missing how much health?
33.
Yeah, so each material will do 10.
Yeah, so 4 materials. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Noted.
In fact, because you rolled low, roll a d4, and that's you'll have to use that many additional.
As a
How did I roll?
D6.
What?
A d4.
I collect the D4. He says it in my chat.
As far
Okay, so four additional, unfortunately.
Oh, good. We still got 36 guys. We're fine.
Yeah, you got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good. We stocked up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's working again. And then she'll try and twist the key, and it won't really turn on. She's like, it's like, oh shit, and then she'll slip back in, get the wrench back out, and got it. And then it'll turn on.
Cool. But yeah, as you all kind of gather up your things, get ready to start moving again. Pulling the crawler back out and actually moving it in position, all that good stuff. If everyone can make me a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah. At least anyone who would be outside.
Perception. Not bad.
Not good.
That'd be a 24 for me.
16 for me.
Okay.
Perceptive bunch.
The only. Oh, we got one more. Oh, Flumph. Yeah.
Blump.
Cool. Yeah, the only one who notices this is Saria.
Okay.
As you watch the storm kind of pass into the distance, it's moving southward, and something catches your eye to the southwest, kind of in the direction that you've just come from. You see shapes in the sky flying basically from where you came from towards Archlink, and you suspect more wyverns.
Okay. So let's go. Well, looks like Archlink is about to be attacked by my wyverns again.
And they really have a problem. They
fuck.
should get that sorted.
I
Yeah.
just spotted some of the shadows in the sandstorm flying with it.
Could we get a warning to them somehow? Maybe if they had more time to prepare, they'd.
I have no means to communicate long distance apart from with my one connection.
Yeah, I think they're shit out of luck, honestly.
What about Crane?
Oh, isn't Thingy
True.
there still? Yeah.
Crane, would you be able to send a warning to Archlink, letting them know that we just spotted several wyverns approaching with in a sandstorm?
Yes, I can do that. I can let Thera know. Give me a moment. And he
What are we
his
like
eye,
on the? No, sorry.
no, you just see his eyes go bloodshot red. Pupils bright red. The veins coming through to the corners of the eyes. And he mutters something under his breath that he doesn't speak, but he mouths words. And comes back out of it. His eyes return to a little bit more of a paler red color, a darker kind of pale red. And he kind of gives a nod and says, "They have informed her, but she will let Bastion know. Hopefully they can stay safe. I told her to, stay clear of it and hide in basement if needed. She will help with wounded afterwards, I'm sure."
She'll make sure people are aware, right?
Scary.
Yeah.
But you have good
As long as
eyes,
she
Saria.
notifies the
Well,
guard.
well done, well done.
Um,
Can someone else drive the crawler I was driving? Because I'm kind of tired. I want to take a little rest.
yeah, I'll drive the one with Crane and you.
Yeah, I'll take over the other one again, and this time I'll be a bit more careful.
So you'll mount back up and
Yep.
take off, further northward towards the Mesa. Is that where you're going, yeah?
I believe so.
I believe so.
Cool. So you'll continue up heading north. Blistering heat and just absolute just this absolute barren wasteland for the most part that you're tearing through in these crawlers. Very little life that you come across, in terms of wildlife and things like that, especially after this sandstorm that's just passed through. It's very hard to even make out a path, a road to take. So you're mostly driving off road at this point.
I would like to shout up to Flumph and Kai, who assumes with me.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for maybe there's others. Not maybe we weren't the only people traveling through that got stuck in the sandstorm. Maybe they could require our help, or maybe we could just scavenge a little bit.
Sure, sounds good. I'll sit on the roof. I'll hang out at the top and see what I can see.
Yeah, cool. Give me a perception check.
Hey, Flumph, can you help me look?
I can
I'll
certainly
look north,
try.
you look southwards.
I can try. Is that okay, Vargas?
Yeah, just wondering. By the way, Scott, is Fluff not supposed to have any proficiencies? I could have sworn he did have some, but maybe I'm just mistaken because I know he's got stats and shit, but like he's just not actually proficient in anything.
Uh,
Which is
no,
fine,
I,
I just
I
wanted
don't
to
think
check.
so. I'd be willing to give him some in time, I think.
Okay, but he would still be able
we,
to help. It's just an action,
yeah, he can
right?
help. He can help, yeah.
He will help you.
Does that mean one roll for
Yeah,
me and one roll for him, or
just advantage. So just roll with advantage for the perception check.
Thank God for the advantage.
Nice, yeah. And yeah, you pick out, a lot of damaged terrain for the most part. Broken rocks and stone and broken pathways and you see a few like animals of different kinds, but they are completely, almost skeletal on the ground. Just withered corpses essentially. And but you do see one humanoid looking creature kind of slumped against a rock. Looks like it was trying to get cover in some form but couldn't. But it's a little bit a ways off. You'll have to kind of turn off and stop to check it out if you want to.
Hey, Vargas, it's mostly a wreck out here, but I do think I see someone or something. Do we want to investigate or just like stay clear?
I think we should investigate, eh? Fluv, go fly up to the other crawler if you can. Or can we shout over to them? Can they hear us? Hello?
No, they can't hear you. But Flum says, "Okay, Vargas, I can do that." And he flies out and
And then I'll
approaches
turn
the
off,
other vehicle.
like, towards.
Yeah, and he relays the message to Saria that they've seen something on the road. But as you both turn off the path that you've made that you're following. I say path; it's more just available.
A direction.
Yeah, a direction northward. But you turn off into a much more rocky kind of unstable terrain. You have to slow down quite a bit. But eventually you come to this rock where you see this shape pressed against the stone. And as you approach much closer, you can definitely tell this is a dead human of some kind. Covered in cloths and stuff, completely wrapped up. He's got like he's got like a satchel next to him as well, almost like a backpack that he's put beside him.
Looks like we're a little bit late for this one.
Yeah, that's a shame. Rest in peace, mate. Wonder what he's got.
Shouldn't we like bury him or some rocks on top of him? Or just leave him here?
Yeah. I mean, he's not going anywhere. It's his final resting place. I mean, I suppose it would be respectful, though.
When I have a look on him, does he have any sort of like holy pendants or like anything that I could try and figure out if he has religious affiliations? Whether it's like clothing or
just looking at him, he just seems to be he's completely wrapped up, and as you try and peel away some of the cloths, you see that his skin is like completely like what's the word, like decayed. It looks like the sandstorm didn't only just like buffet him and grind away his flesh. It's more that it physically decayed him rapidly. The necrotic kind of aspects of elemental aspects of the storm, or magical aspect of it, seems to have taken hold of his body and absolutely ravaged it. There is, very, very little that remains that you could identify him with. But he seems to just be some type of traveler, like a merchant or something like that, maybe.
Rotten
Yeah.
luck. He said he had a backpack with him. Hello?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
All right. Well, I have a little look through the backpack.
Cool.
Anything interesting
Yeah.
at all?
You crack it open. There is like a number of food supplies for one. A lot of it's been, you know, it's at least slightly decayed as well, a little bit rotten.
Oh, sorry, you say that. Yeah.
But also in the bag you find about 43 gold, and then a some type of potion. It's got like a weird kind of grey grit like texture to it. At least you assume it's a potion. It's like a vial of like weird grey liquid. And then you also find like some type of strange crystal. It's like a shard of crystal. And it's got like a red tinge to it. Like a pinkish red kind of color. And it kind of refracts the light if you were to hold it up to the sun and stuff like that. It's got like a weird, yeah, it's got like a weird shine to it, basically.
Okay.
But other than that, everything else in the bag is like, you know, personal kind of little bits of equipment and things. Nothing that would interest you.
Hey Vargas, find anything useful?
Potentially. There's a nice gem here. I don't know how much use it has, but could be worth something. Sorry, could you say the description of the gem one more time? Did you say yeah, what color is it?
It's got like
I
a
think he
red,
said-
like a reddish color, like a pinkish red.
And it's like rough, like a shard of glass or something, as opposed to like
Yeah.
an actual.
Yeah, it's like
jewel.
it's like crystal. You know, it's almost like a shard of a giant gemstone or something. It's very,
Just written it down as a pinkish red or crystal shard.
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of pretty.
Yeah. I wonder what
We've
kind
been
of crystal
traveling
it
again
is.
for an hour already, Scott, or no?
Sorry, what was that?
Have we been traveling again for an hour already? Like, would Jade have completed her short rest?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Why did we stop, guys? What's going on out here?
Found a dead bloke.
Dead
Oh,
for a while or recently?
Yeah, that's no question for you, Scott. Sorry, I didn't hear that
That's
part.
very hard to tell. You assume it's the
Alright.
storm, just because of how like putrid he is. It looks to you like he's gone through like rapid decomposition.
All right. Yeah, it's not looking good. I'm not sure exactly how long he's been dead, but something. I don't know if it's natural or not. He seems to have been
I
rotting
mean,
away
probably
quite
died during
fast.
the storm.
Well, that makes it even more strange that he's rotting away. It's
Maybe
not been
if
that
you
long.
die during one of those storms, you like undergo rapid necrosis.
Possibly, or maybe he got struck by the green lightning. Check his toes.
Check his toes?
They absolutely, you know, make you retch with how decomposed he is. But But you don't see
Is
any
the actual
any
shot, though, like,
signs
there's
of
no lightning? Yeah.
you don't see any signs of burns or anything from the lightning, but
Okay.
you assume he just couldn't find cover and succumbed to the storm, and after he died, it just, rapidly decomposed him.
His sandblasted his
Mm.
fucking his skin and flesh off.
Pretty much, yeah. But it's definitely not a
found-
natural death. It is this like a normal sandstorm wouldn't do this.
Also found this potion, and I just jangle it around in my hand.
That looks a little gross.
Vargas is gonna say, like, I think it's a potion of stone skin, but I'm not 100% sure.
You want to make a
What the hell
Arcana
would you
check?
work with me?
Yeah, I'll do an Arcana check.
And you would tell that
Right,
just
this
on the
is-
color?
Yeah, I've seen, read things about it.
I'm assisting you, Dave, or Vargas.
Assisting. Okay, thanks. Wow.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's actually just the gray healing potion.
You ever seen many of those? I've never seen a grey healing potion.
It's probably because of the storm. It turned gray, just like this guy.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
See?
Right.
You should drink it right now, and then we'll know for sure.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, I drink it.
You drink it?
Chaos Crew.
Okay. Yeah, Vargas drinks it. It's like drinking gravel. Like a pasty gravel.
Definitely a stone skin potion.
Yeah, it's like cement.
Vargas, I don't
And-
think you're supposed to chew.
It's very gritty. It's
Yeah.
very gritty.
It's like all in his teeth, and like lingers in your throat, and it's awful to drink.
It's like
But you-
granola with milk, but with shitty taste.
Yeah, like rotten, kind of like sludgy milk.
Oh.
But yeah,
Nice.
you finish it, and you hear your stomach kind of rumble a little bit.
I think it's a
you
potion of diarrhea,
worry that you worry that it was just like some weird liquid and
Yeah,
it didn't have any
potion.
property at all, and then all of a sudden you start to see Vargas's skin turn grey, and crack with like cracks running up his skin, and yeah,
Is this
you get
petrification, guys?
no, you get stone skin for an hour.
I knew it. I secretly
Why
didn't
would you
know it.
drink the potion?
You told me to. Plus,
No.
like,
I suggested that you could possibly, if you
suggestion is a
wanted to.
dangerous thing. Suggestion is a dangerous thing. And I did
I
want to. I
was-
wanted to find out what it was. All right? It's better than paying some guy to, identify it for us. And now I feel tough.
Can you
Feel tough.
throw it back up and then just like drink it another time?
It doesn't work like that. Surprisingly, no. No, it doesn't work like that. It's gone now, mate.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what does
My
Stone
damn
Skin
mind
Potion
knowledge.
do?
Yeah, what does
give
it
you
do?
the-
It gives you the effects of the spell.
Resistance.
So it
Resistance to
is-
bludgeoning, piercing.
Yeah.
I think.
I believe so.
I don't know if it does anything else, but
Stone skin. Let's have a look.
Like, do you feel tougher?
Yeah, you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage.
oh, I'm so good.
Yeah,
yeah, you do,
feel
yeah.
tougher.
Yeah, you do. But I will say this: you do also note that in the bag was also an empty vial, and it has remnants of that same liquid, and you can tell that he likely drank it, trying to ward off the storm, but it had no effect.
I see. Well, knowing that and knowing what it does from reading, yeah, say that there's Well, we know this already, but that storm is not natural. That is there's a lot of magic in that storm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel great getting struck by that lightning. It did not feel like normal lightning.
I wonder if it's controlled.
By what? What is strong
I
enough to
have
control
no
storms?
idea. Maybe
Gobber says, I've seen storm like this before.
go on, Gobber.
I kill many goblins in south. We believe, goblins believe mostly that it's kind of like abyssal remnant stuff, you know. There's loads of creatures and monsters and stuff, kind of mostly beneath the ground, and many dead during war, and you know, storms. The dust storm kind of picks up their remains and becomes almost like sentient, I guess. That's what we think, but I don't know.
Interesting.
Could be.
Sentient. Worrying.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wait, did they pick them up from where? Like around here? A lot of people died here.
Yeah. Whole
I'm not-
whole chain coast wiped out for most part 700 years ago. You know,
Oh,
took a long time to recover. Like, you know, many goblin and orc die, and were kind of risen by the god of death, and then we were used in the war, and many more were left to just rot in the ground, and you know, not a good way to go. But many believe that the storms are kind of what remains of them, and yeah.
Many goblins believe this.
Yeah.
Yes. Interesting. Okay.
do you
Well,
believe
that
it?
is definitely food for thought.
I think I believe it. Makes sense to me. I seen undead before, so I seen strange things. So magic is strange, and you all do magic, so you probably know more. But
Perhaps, or perhaps you're right.
Mm.
However, goblins are superstitious folk. I think you know that.
True.
However, that's pretty normal around these parts, I'd say. Not for just for goblins, anyone really. Well,
Glad we didn't end up like him though. Kind of points.
yeah, no, that is good. It is good. However, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, thankfully, we had two of these vehicles, and Jade was able to fix the other one. Otherwise, finding ourselves stranded out there during that storm is probably not great.
Indeed. Kai suggested that we bury this jet, but I think we should just move on. We've been stuck in this dust bowl for a while. We wouldn't want to get caught out again.
Jay's just gonna pull the body like to flat on the sand and then just like throw sand on it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I suppose that's better than just leaving him out.
She'll grab this branch from by the rock over here and put it
Yeah.
in his head.
As you grab him, you kind of lift his body, and you know immediately the the stench hits you, and you know, parts of his flesh kind of like rip and tear from the stone that he's leant against. It's like it's been melted to the actual stone. But as you pull him forward, his hand grabs you by the throat, and
Oh, he's alive.
He basically attacks you, Jade.
I like
gonna
immediately
rush
Eldritch
towards
Blast him
Jade,
in the
yeah.
face.
Yeah. And he hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Just a 6 bludgeoning damage as he kind of grabs you. Like,
Oh.
wow, this is completely, obviously a turned undead.
As soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna try and cut
Yeah.
his hand at the wrist with my
Go
chain
ahead.
blade. Just...
Yeah.
Whew.
Nice. Yeah, his hand comes clean off. He kind of screeches and roils, and you know, he's like he's decaying to dust in front of you almost. You know, he's that rotten. But he's still up. Anyone else want to go for him?
Yeah, Eldritch Blast in the face.
Yeah, go for it.
Oops, I was targeting the crawl. Disadvantage?
No, you
Lying
good.
down?
No, he stood up. Nice. Yeah, and how do you finish him off?
What exactly did you do, Kai? Again?
Chops his
How
hand
did
off.
you-
As it grabbed Jade, I like swang my chain dagger and tried to like cut his wrist off, like his hand
I
off. his
see.
wrist.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I will aim directly for his face.
Yeah.
Take a bit of his jaw off, I guess, as the blast, like, you know,
Yeah.
forces
so
his skull apart.
yeah, that's awesome. So his jaw just blows off, and part of his like side of his head and portions of his skull just scatter onto the stone behind him, and he lulls for a brief moment.
Sorry, Jade.
Just-
I thought he was gone.
Let me just check if he's actually dead.
Oh yeah. So I got another set. I'll just blast.
Real quick, how does this work? Let me check.
I'm also gonna immediately run over to Jade and try
yeah.
and get his hand off.
Yeah, you watch as he twitches on the ground like he's about to get back up, and then he just goes limp and kind of just almost decays even more in a short period of time, and he's basically just, you know, bones and slop on the ground at this stage.
Hell, there's something to it, wasn't it? Over here, this storm seems to resurrect people, or turn them, I should say.
You okay, Jade?
I have never seen that before, but
I'm fine, I think. I mean, he hit me a bit hard, but I'm okay. I'm surprised he didn't hit you guys. Why is he just like me?
you touched him.
You would. Yeah.
Didn't you guys take his stuff? Surely you touched him too.
Maybe you should have asked for permission.
Oh, do you think they asked for permission when they took his stuff?
No, I didn't take stuff.
Then I wasn't talking to you. Damn.
I don't know.
Maybe you
Maybe
actually
he
moved
doesn't.
him?
Maybe he doesn't care about Bag.
Oh, whatever. I'm still gonna throw sand on him. But now I'm doing it out of annoyedness.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of cover him up with a bunch of sand, and yeah, I mean, it's basically a tragic end to a traveling merchant, but quite an ominous end anyway to a life, and
Right, let's get the fuck over to the mesa.
and yeah, you can definitely tell that it was likely the storm that did this to him. The actual bringing back from the dead as well.
Yeah, I honestly feel kind of bad. When I saw this guy, I was hoping it would be just somebody stranded in the storm. And now look at him.
You were hoping someone was stranded in the store?
I was hoping he would still be alive so maybe we could help him.
Well, he was alive, kinda.
You did
Then you
help
guys
him.
killed him
Life?
again.
You did help him. He would have been wandering as an undead for ages.
What's that, a good thing? The undead wanna be undead?
Probably not. I don't want to be rotting corpse.
I don't think we should question that too much.
Yeah, maybe we should move out.
You want me to take over driving again? Sorry. Sorry? You're muted, by the way, if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. I was like, yeah, you can take it over.
Yeah, you all mount back up. You drive on for a little bit longer. You know, you drive on throughout the day essentially, and then you need to stop for the night. You all set up camp and begin to take your long rest.
Hey, what does the area look like where we're camping?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just a point of shelter, you know, where there's enough rock cover and things like that, where you can kind of not be in clear view in the surrounding area.
On the journey, I would be looking for like any well, when we set up camp, is there any like points of elevation anywhere?
Not easily accessible. You know, like these little bits of rock that are higher up and stuff like that, sure, but when you say like points of elevation, I'm picturing something like quite tall. Like,
Yeah.
is that what you mean? Yeah, there's nothing like that, unfortunately, on this path that you're on.
Okay.
At least not without going way off path and, you know, heading towards like something mountainous, you know.
That's fair.
Does it look like in the next few days when we head towards the mesa we might pass something like that?
Yeah. I mean, you know, the mesa is built into the side of a mesa, so it's, you know, it's there's loads of places you can go and climb, you know, around there for sure. Cool. But yeah, you all take camp for the night. Crane volunteers to keep watch. As you know, he's rested for most of the day. If you could call it rest. Occasionally he gets singed a little bit, but yeah, he's willing to keep watch for you if you want him to. Yeah, you all complete a long rest on the night.
All right.
Oh yeah. Get that long rest button.
Okay. And you make your way. You make your way further north on the following morning. No issues during the night, by the way, and you you know, as you're heading further and further north, you can also see as the city of Nemesa actually kind of begins to come into view in the distance. You also see flying shapes circling around the top of the city. More wyverns.
Oh shit!
Um,
Yeah, we've got a real problem in this area.
yeah.
Yep. Me sticking on Hilarion is definitely the smart choice, considering
Mhm.
how much they're turning up recently.
Yeah. And Crane says, I should check in with Thera. Give me a moment. And his eyes go red. He comes back a moment later and he says, the city is they suffered a large attack.
Larger than the last one?
Yes. Seems that Bastian has died.
Fuck.
Wait, what? Bastion died?
Yes, Thera says that it was a larger than normal wyvern. Gargantuan, even. Was
Sounds like
not
a dragon.
It was not a normal dragon. It was a wyvern, but not.
Wait, there were
She-
gargantuan wyverns?
There was one, and many smaller ones. She has survived,
That's
thankfully, but the city has suffered many casualties.
Fuck. That's his. That's rough.
Have you ever heard of such a thing before, Crane?
I have not. I've, had encounters with dragons and things of this kind, but I've not heard of a wyvern this big. She said that its body was kind of elongated, like deformed, you know. She did not know how to properly describe it. It was quite a shock for her, I imagine. I'm just glad that she is safe. But yes, this seems to be a growing issue.
Hmm.
Kai emerges from the crawler and stretching. Sorry, guys, I slept in. Why have we stopped? Why'd you guys all look so sad?
We just found out that the wyverns I saw flying in the cloud, apparently there was a gargantuan one with it, and it has killed Bastion.
Bastion, the leader of the guards in Archlink?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the leader of the Bastion in Archland.
Fuck. Should we have stayed to help them out? I feel like that was beyond us, right?
No point in asking that question or answering that. I mean, what can we do now? Yeah, what if? But I can't live my life like that. Sorry, it's but it is what it is.
I mean, to be honest, Kai, one of the normal sized ones nearly killed you instantly. So I don't think we would have been that much help. Probably
Yeah.
also just would have died.
Yeah, we may not be ready for that. We just almost got beaten up by a bunch of dust things.
Sand. Yeah.
Sand. Yeah. We almost lost to sand.
Speak for yourself. I was doing great.
You did get blinded a lot, though.
How would you know?
Yeah,
You were
what
across the
what you
battlefield. Shut the
talking
fuck up.
about? You were waving your arms around.
Yeah, I was casting spells. Duh.
I mean, you also had your eyes closed for like most of the fight.
I don't have eyes. You can't physically see my eyes. What are you talking about? These are empty sockets. If I was blinded, how would I have blasted all those little fuckers with lightning? Huh?
Indeed,
Exactly.
True.
Anyways.
Listen. Yeah. Anyways, what we can do is react to that, and I point to Nemesa and the wyverns there.
As you
Oh, there's
point,
wyverns there too?
yeah, as you
Yeah.
point to the city, yeah, you can see a bunch of wyverns flying around the top of the city.
Oh shit.
It's ways away in the distance. But right as Vargas says that, you watch as they start to leave.
Oh, good job, Vargas.
See, yeah, look what I can do with just pointing.
Why couldn't you do that on Archlink?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I didn't try. I didn't think to try. Oh shit.
Very impressive, Vargas. Didn't know you could do that. Says Swamp.
Is it like a spell, or did it just kind of...
Did you gain another thing that allowed you to do it? Or
I don't know. Maybe I've been born with it.
Maybe it's...
A wyvern
Maybe it's
whisperer.
Maybelline.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cannon.
Anyway, so should we keep going?
Yeah.
I can't
We'll say
remember
you
what
mount
was
back up. You mount back up and start heading toward the city. About close to a half a day's journey. About 4 or 5 hours of travel. And then you finally get to the base of the actual city itself. You are... you immediately can tell that it's been under siege. There is small fires and kind of plumes of smoke and guards on the ramparts of the walls, kind of clearly armed and at post, on high alert. There is similar to what you saw as you were leaving Archlink. There are bodies of heads of wyverns being put on pikes and up at the gates and large towers and things like that, trying to ward them off from returning. But what's the plan? Are you just gonna head into the city, or anything you want to do? You just going in the main gate?
Before we head in, guys, make sure your valuables are kept out of reach. Tie your coin purses, maybe to your legs or something inside your trousers. Like cities like this, they thrive on this kind of chaos, and we don't want to get taken advantage of.
All right.
Instead of
Forgive
people like
me.
this crawler.
Forgive me. Sorry, my
forgive
mind
you.
just completely blank. Like, why are we here specifically?
oh, for the job that Kai wanted to do for Fleece to potentially gain information, right?
And this is where Crane's going to be setting up.
Yeah,
residence.
that's where Crane is going to be hiding out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Cool. Just so I'm in the picture because I forgot.
Yeah, no worries. But basically what I'm asking is, do you want to head in the main gate, or do you want to try and somehow, I don't know, sneak in, or I don't know, it's up to you. But there is only one main path up to the main gate, and there is only one gate in and out of the city.
Is it big enough for our crawlers to fit down, like that bridge?
Yeah, you can drive up with them.
Okay.
It's
I
like a
mean,
massive
yeah.
stone bridge that goes up towards a huge, fortress-like, main gate. Massive in size. This entire city is like just like a massive
Size of Manhattan.
fortress, built into the side of a mountain mesa. So it's incredibly tall. It's multi-leveled. It climbs up as you move through it. The buildings are mostly made of stone and wood, and like dark rock. It has this kind of like gothic kind of feel to its design. Spiked, rooftops and things like that, towers, like there's gargoyles, like statues on some of the buildings and things like that. And it's also got like an overhang of the mesa above the city. So for the most part, most of the day, in fact, the city is entirely in the shade. So it's a little bit kind of dim and darker than what you would be used to in the cities that you've been in so far here.
All
Perfect
right.
home for you, huh, Crane?
Sorry, say that again. What did you say?
I said perfect home for you, huh, Crane?
Yeah, he says, indeed, there's been many years since I've been here, but it's only changed a little bit, to be honest. It's not my favorite
No
home,
fires last
but
time.
it will do, for now, at least. Anyway, should I take you in? Come to my home first, or do you have other business?
I think we can get you to your home first, and then maybe we can, depending on how big it is, we can potentially leave the crawlers there and then head out and see if we can find this contact that Fleece gave you, Kai.
Okay. Who is contact? Perhaps I know.
His name's Irving. Ranthel?
I don't think I knew this name. Who are they?
I mean, they're part of an organization called the Cypher's Code.
Oh, Cypher's Code. Okay. Yes. Over to western side of city. It is the large circular structure. Cannot miss it. See right there, and he kind of points up, and you can see it up here.
A little less secretive than I thought it would be.
Though you do not get in unless they want to see you.
Is there anything you can tell us about them? Might give us a bit of an edge when it comes to negotiating.
They deal in knowledge and intelligence, it's what they trade in and what they covet and what they seek for people, if you want to know where someone will be or where they are or who they used to work with, something like this, they can find that out mostly. They have connections in lots of places.
That's my hope.
I think you will
Anyway,
do well.
let's
Yes, follow
yeah,
me anyway. But you leave your crawlers in a storage facility near the main gate. The owner
not
does
drive them through the town.
No, the town's much too dense for that.
Gotcha.
But you can the owner of the storage facility just asks you how long you're staying in this.
Probably only a couple days.
Okay.
A week at tops, probably.
Oh. 5 gold per day for each crawler. We'll keep it safe for you. It's like a kind of a burly, dark-skinned orc.
Guys, are we gonna want to sell the second crawler? Because then maybe we try to do that before paying for it.
I don't know if anyone here would actually buy it, though.
I mean, we could just. Actually, that would probably be a waste of money, but I'm gonna say offer it to him in exchange for free stay. But yeah, it's probably a complete waste of money.
Oh, I mean, we could try and sell it to him. I wouldn't offer it to him for parking fee.
Yeah.
Maybe
You
we grab a day just on that one crawler and just see if there's somewhere in the city we can sell it to. Because I think it's probably going to have to be fixed up a little bit too, right?
Let's just ask him. Hey, are you interested in a crawler, by the way? Good condition, you know. Been through a bit, but
which
it's a
one?
sturdy beast.
Kind of looks at one and it's all roughed up and ragged, and looks at the other that's looking quite good. Which one?
Full health. I did a good job repairing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
one's
but it's
been
just
owned
made
by
with it,
bandits
like-
for years, and
I
one's
know,
yeah, one's clearly more like scrappy and makeshift. But he says, which one?
That one, the bandit one, scrappy one.
Give you 100 gold.
100 gold? Come on now, you know the engine's worth more than that on its own. Or the core, I should say.
Yeah, well, it's clearly damaged. Look at it. Kind of gives it a kick, and then
with a li-
puff of
with
smoke comes out the
little
bonnet.
bit of work. With a little bit of work, it'd be good as new, eh? Yeah, like I said, it's been through a lot. It's had a tough life, but it's got us here in one piece. So
Give us
I'm
a
sure
persuasion. Give us a
you'd be able
persuasion check.
to. Okay.
I mean, with those kind of offers, I feel like we should just keep this thing. Once we get the rental back, we can own one. We can work on this over time, you know.
Yeah, I'm leaning with Kai as well, especially if we need to travel. And then we won't have to rent.
22.
All right. 200 then.
Nah. We'll leave it. We'll pay the fee.
All right then.
How much? You
Oh.
said 5 gold per day?
For each crawler,
Per crawler.
so 10 gold a
Alright.
day, essentially.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of that day. Remembering that I just made like 43 gold off that dead guy. So yeah, I'll let's call it 4 days for now, and if we need more, we'll come back.
All right then.
Will
Sure.
will we be reimbursed if we leave before the 4 days?
No. Kind of
DM,
counting
real quick.
the coins and walks away.
I was gonna say, before we actually hand the money over, is this guy extorting us? Is this like free parking, but then he's pretending to be a parking attendant?
No, he's clearly,
attendant.
he's clearly got a facility for storing things like this, and you don't appear to be the only people using this facility
Okay,
either.
okay.
As he kind of turns away from Vargas, you see him approach someone else who's come with like a wagon. Seems to be charging them as well.
Okay, cool.
But he does laugh at the idea of a refund. You kind of move on with Crane up through the setter, making your way higher and higher as you climb through. You see the people of this city are definitely a little on the shadier side for sure. You know, there's a lot of hoods that are up. There's a lot of kind of people trying to stay out of sight, or taking back alley kind of streets and things like that, pathways. You see people looking over their shoulders a lot, and you do know that the city has just been attacked as well, but they don't seem to be in a state of panic like Archlink was after the attack there. This city seems to be a lot more confident in its defense, in its power, and its people, and everything about it seems to have an air of stability to it. Not just because of the actual design of the city itself, being like a fortress and all these massive walls of stone and structures, but it's definitely with the people as well and their demeanor. But as you move through,
Quick, Scott.
Yeah.
Jade, remembering that she has 8,000 gold's worth of gems on her, is going to turn into a crow.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Sit on Saria's shoulder.
Cool. I'll need everyone to make me a perception check, please, as you move through the first gate.
As we are moving through the city,
Yep.
just to keep it in mind, Kai's constantly on the lookout for any sort of thieves' cant symbology spread throughout the city. Just
there's a fair bit of it.
Sorry, that's
Yeah. There are certain symbols that you notice on people, like their clothing, like a tattoo here and there, a symbol here on a cloak, in the corner of a cloak, very hard to notice, or carved into the side of a building, like on a piece of wood, scratched into it is a symbol of thieves' cant. And you can tell that this city is, got a number of people that operate in those areas. There's symbols for just thievery. There's symbols for refuge for people of that kind, and things like that. It's all sorts. It's probably the most you've ever seen of it in one place.
An 18 for me.
Okay. 11 for Vargas. Okay.
No, it's
Yeah, bear with me a second.
so again.
yeah, I accidentally rolled performance instead of perception, so I just adjusted.
Oh, okay. No worries. Okay. Saria, please deduct 40 gold, please. Kai.
And
bearing in mind, I have that magic pouch that is tied to the inside of my. But
Yeah,
the other stuff will be on my person.
Yeah, do you have any gold on your person?
I don't think so. Maybe I would have had a few, maybe 10, 15 gold just in a pocket, just easy access, but the majority would have been
Okay.
in my pouch.
Let's see what you've got. Okay. You can deduct 2 of your basic poisons, please.
Mhm.
Vargas.
Like taxes, but worse because you don't even know you're losing it.
Yeah, Vargas, you can lose 40 gold as well.
Okay.
And who am I missing? No, that's everyone. Yeah, cool. And yeah, you just notice as you walk through the gate, you suddenly kind of check yourself, and you know that your coin pouches and your belongings are a bit lighter. You don't even know when it happened. You look behind you and you see a number of people that it could have been, but you didn't perceive anyone come close to you or anything. Like,
Oh,
Damn. Mm.
oh, sorry. 1 minute. There's something that might change it for me. I'm just like Flump might be able to warn me if he gets a good roll. Nope.
yeah, unfortunate.
Then I get my D10 back, right? Because I didn't see them.
Yeah, still failed.
Yeah.
Still
Oh wait,
failed.
sorry. What you used the D10?
18. Yeah, I got a
Oh,
D10
sorry.
and a D10.
Sorry.
I got
I
18.
my bad. I didn't see that.
I
So
said, I said,
you don't
I
lose
said
anything
18.
then. Yeah. You don't lose
Oh.
anything then.
Okay. Wonderful.
But you don't see anything either.
Okay.
Like,
I'll put
you like
that
you don't
here.
see a thief picking from someone else or anything like that. But
Yeah,
but yeah.
sounds good.
Sorry, I didn't realize you boosted it.
Yeah. I did. I rolled a D10 and got a 10 on the roll.
Cool. Nice. So yeah, you all make your way through.
As we are walking through, I'm gonna
yeah.
try and keep. I don't know if there's any like street stalls or anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for like just somewhere this could potentially sell like a sewing kit. Maybe some, like some loose cloth and a needle and thread and stuff.
Yeah.
Just...
Yeah, you can find that. Sure. Yeah. Sure. I'll say you pass by one at this stage. Why not? Yeah. So you're just looking for basic equipment for sewing and cloth work.
Mhm.
And...
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. I'll say how much equipment are you looking to get? Just basic stuff or something a bit more intricate?
Oh no, very very like basic. Something like
Okay. Cool. We'll say like
fabric and
we'll say like
threads cover
3
maybe, like,
gold.
foot by a foot.
Yeah, we'll say like 3 gold.
Okay.
You can get that.
Cool.
Nice. But yeah, you all make your way all the way through here, right the way down. And it's a long walk through this city to make your way up to the higher levels. And you get to this second gate here, which is where Crane is leading you, but he does point up here just to remind you that that's where the Cypher's code is located. He will say, do you want to come with me first, or do you want to go and visit the Cypher's code?
What time of day is it?
It is probably like mid-afternoon.
We could probably come with you to see where you're going to be residing, and then we can head up there after, if that's all right with everyone else.
Yeah, I think we should get Crane settled first, then go from there.
Okay. No worries. Follow me, and he leads you through. Straight through here and up to this section here. And as he enters the area, you see that these, and as you walk through these secondary sections of the city, you've noticed that quite a few people are taking note of you, just eyeing you as you walk by, and few people follow you for a few pathways and then diverge off. There is guards up on the walls that are staring at you as you walk through. You see Crane locks eyes with a few people as if he recognizes them or them him, and they quickly lower their heads and scurry away. But he makes his way into this section, this sort of closed off area. You have to kind of walk up a set of steps, like about 40-50 steps to climb up to a raised area. And then he approaches this kind of old and dilapidated. Like it's not a manor like the other one. It's more of just like a well-off home, you know. But you can tell it's got dust all over it. You know, there's vines and stuff, that overgrowth that has grown over it in parts. And then he kind of opens up the door and heads inside. Hold on 1 second here.
As we're entering into the home, if I can, I'm just gonna cast Minor Illusion as we walk, and I'm gonna rub my hands next to the door frame, and very, very faintly, like in the brickwork or the woodwork, I'm just gonna cast. I'm gonna leave some thieves' cant, just
Sure.
like say like protected or like
Okay.
just trying to dissuade any potential thieves, you know.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Here he is. Okay. But yeah, as you enter, you can see, you know, there are these like ethereal, weird, like colored cobwebs in the corners of the rooms and stretching across the room, the hallways. It's definitely an old building and hasn't been used in quite a while. But he leads you through, kind of into the main area. Kind of heads towards, you know, a similar setup to his old home with a table.
Okay.
You can see rotten food on the table, like, and you know, I'll say food. It's more just like bits of meat. There's like a glass of dried blood on the side, and Crane says, "Oh, I apologize. I did not remember that I left this place in such a hurry."
I take it you were in a blue phase when you lived here?
I was trying to blend in, you know. I was trying to not to make it so obvious. I was, you know, a little more shady back then. It was before I was with Hallowed Light. I tried to keep up appearances and pretend that I was human. So when you enter someone's home and you see red everywhere, and you know, red armor and red eyes, and you know, clearly a vampire. So I make everything blue, and they trust me, and they can be so gullible and easy to deceive sometimes, you know.
Very pretty house.
It seemed better days.
Well, I mean, it could do with some makeover, but yeah.
But yes, I will be here for perhaps a few weeks before Thera arrives, and then I will begin to make inquiries with old friends about your situation, Saria.
Yeah, it's about. Yes, thank you for that, Crane. Yeah, it'd be nice to know who's looking for me.
Well,
Can you sleep
hopefully,
here, Crane? Do you have room for us?
Yes, if you wish to. It's a little dusty and may not be the most pleasant, but you are welcome
Probably
to stay.
safer than anywhere else.
I will not allow harm to come to you. But it is your choice. You can stay if you wish.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I am very hungry, so if you'll excuse me, I will go and find my old stash. And kind of heads down into a basement area down here.
Since we entered the
Oh,
house,
no.
Kai's been kind of standing in the entryway and just listening, just to try and hear anything, just in case the house wasn't empty, even though Crane thought it was, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to hear anything out of the ordinary.
Could be
Yeah.
squatted.
Yeah. The house is quite old and it creaks and makes a bunch of creepy little noises, and you know, there are it's strange. There are things in this house that make you like double take at them. Like you think you see someone down a hallway, and then you look again, and it's just a curtain on a window. Or you hear a floorboard creak behind you, and you turn around, and there's no one there. It's a very unnerving space at times, especially when it gets quiet. But there doesn't appear to be anyone else here from what you can tell. You can tell that there's a second floor here as well if you head up these steps.
Everything okay, Kai?
Yeah, there's just something about creepy old houses like this.
I know they're so cool, right?
Yeah, cool. Let's go with that. I just want to be sure we're safe here, you know.
Want to go scout the house?
You want to help me?
Sure.
I'll help too. I'm kind of interested in this place. I want to explore. I'm going to turn on detect magic and just walk around with them.
Yeah, sure. You don't pick up anything immediately. In your surrounding area, anyway.
I'm gonna follow the bird.
Right. I will definitely be looking at like the bookcases and stuff as we go past, and just see if anything like catches my eye. Knowing that I don't want you to provide reading material for Vargas right now. I'm just that's just what he would do.
Yeah. No worries.
Unless there is something important,
We'll see. Kai, that room that you just went into. Just real quick. As you step in, you feel like a cold chill down your spine, and it gives you enough pause to check your surroundings. You look over your shoulder. You look over your shoulder and you see the mirror at the back wall. Yeah, and as you look at it, you see Crane in the reflection. Just he looks young though. He looks dangerous. You see like rage in his eyes. Like he's ready to feed.
Jade flies over and looks into the mirrors.
Yeah.
You see the same?
Yeah, you see it as well.
Wow. Crane, are you trapped in there? He like lands on the top of it and just like pecks at it.
He just stares at you.
Then
I'm
move
like
at all.
to the side. Yeah, I want to see if it follows me or if it's just like staring me straight.
It stares straight, but its eyes follow you and dart over to the
so creepy.
And it darts over to the bird every so often and then back to you.
I think.
Where's Vargas, Dave? Is he still on the first floor? Has he gone upstairs with Kai?
I would have gone with them. Yeah.
So you just want to head up these steps, and then he's in this room.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, you see the same reflection of Lord
That
Crane.
is interesting.
You also know
I assume it's
your
spell.
your detect magic pings on the mirror. It's enchanted with some type of illusion.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder if this is some kind of security.
Or maybe
I'm not
like
gonna-
just a deterrent, like someone crawls into that window right over here, and then they see the mirror and they're like, "Oh fuck!" and then they fall out and die.
Yeah, no, that could be that. It could be that.
Maybe
It's a little strange. I mean,
a
what
memory.
exactly is it keeping secure? If my theory is correct, or if your theory is correct, I guess the house. But
Yeah, maybe just a house.
I'm gonna reach forward and just.
We can
touch
probably
the mirror.
ask Crane.
yeah. I don't want to tamper with it, eh?
He's tampering with it.
Yeah, what are you doing to it?
I just reach forward and just touch the mirror, just looking deeper into it, and I don't know, just trying to.
You
Look.
touch you touch the mirror and lock eyes with Crane, and there is a primal fear that runs through you. Make a con save, please.
Shit.
Why am I touching shit? What am I doing?
Okay.
I thought that was a 1. Okay, 22.
Okay. You don't suffer any damage, but you watch as suddenly blood begins to pool from the mouth of Crane as his eyes narrow at you, and he begins to breathe very rhythmically and heavy.
I think I broke him.
Maybe we should keep off of it and just ask Crane.
Yeah, I think you're right here, Jade.
I'm checking the next room though.
I'm gonna walk towards the door, but I'm not gonna take my eyes off the mirror or turn my back to it. I'm just kind of like scooting around.
What's up with this room? Do I get the feeling that this is his room, or is it a guest room? I look over the desk and see, like, if there's.
And it's hard to tell. There's nothing blatantly on show that would tell you that for certain. But
Okay.
with the mirror being there, you suspect that this is probably one of his rooms that he uses, or that he used to use, I should say.
Hmm. Interesting. Vargas is thinking like maybe it belonged to one of his thralls, or is that the right term?
Familiar.
Familiar.
Oh,
Familiars is
yeah.
the PG term.
There's
The one that Jade has just gone in seems to be a guest room.
it seems to be like a mini library in here, Vargas.
Yep.
Oh, Vargas picks up the pace.
Yeah. You enter. There are tall bookshelves, and there's a ladder that lets you climb up and pick from them. Big bookshelves, a
this
desk,
is
and a big
nice.
table. Candle, chandeliers, and like a burned out fire on the far end of the room.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, I just climb up onto the ladder and start looking through books, and then
Yeah.
pushing off the wall and like wheeling across to the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whee!
All sorts
Breathing
of books
in.
in here.
Breathing in that old book smell,
Yeah. There's a lot of fiction in here as well. But it's like a blend between fiction and historical, like, tales. Yeah. I'll say.
Do you think most of them he's read or not? Would you say?
Oh yeah,
These
they
all new to him.
They all look well read books. They all. None of them
sort
are
of like Vargas, because like he's a bookworm.
Oh right.
But do you recognize most of them, or are these like old books that
You
perhaps,
recognize
seen
some of
before?
them. Yeah, you recognize some of them as ones that you've seen before. But there are quite a lot of old books here as well.
He will, pick out some light reading material. 6
Yeah.
or 7 books, huge
Cool.
books.
Sure. I'll
That'll
say
keep me busy for a few days.
yeah. I'll say you find a book that details information about the gods. That kind of piques your interest a little bit. For the moment, anyway. You pick up a number of other little stories and things as well, but nothing noteworthy for the most part in that front. But we'll get to that book in time. When you actually get a decent amount of time to sit down and read through it. But are you continuing to explore for the time being, everyone? Or what's the plan?
Jade has gone and found another big room with a mirror in it and is checking to see if it's the same thing. There's also a canvas. She wants to see if anything's painted.
Sorry, I can't see where you are.
She's southeast, east of the stairs. Well, upstairs still. The first room to the right is stairs.
Yeah. Like down here somewhere. Where can I see you on stream? Tell you what. Yeah, sorry, will you just head into this room for me?
Hey, which room? Again?
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
One.
Cool. Yeah. So, as you head into this room, you see, there is a canvas with a painting of Lord Crane. Kind of in like a bit of like a regal kind of pose, sat on a chair. You know, roughly the same design on his armor and things like that. It's a little bit more darker red and a bit spikier and a bit more aggressive, if you will. And his expression, and his expression is much more stoic and kind of, I don't know, just a little bit kind of
stalwart.
Yeah, and there's a beauty to it, but there's also something unnerving about how calm he looks and things like that. And in the mirror behind you, behind the painting, you see the reflection of a human woman with kind of like bloodshot eyes, dark sunken features on the face, like shadowed, covering her mostly, like a black robe with hair kind of falling over the face, blood down the neck, and she just stares at you.
Wow. Sorry, look over here. I found a woman in this one. She looks pretty.
It's over.
Yeah.
She'll lean into the mirror.
Her eyes lock with yours.
I wonder if this is Crane's like girlfriend or crush or like ex.
Saria will. I don't.
You
think
watch
she would
you watch as she pulls a hand up to her chest and pulls down the black robe and reveals a glyph on her chest. And blood pools in her mouth and out of the wound in her neck. And then she lets go and her hand goes limp.
That's weird. I thought Crane said he didn't have any connection to the Hollow Light while he was living here.
What makes you think of connection to the hallowed light? Is the glyph from them?
I believe so, yeah.
Not sure. We could ask him about it.
Yeah, I might do that in a little bit. Sarah's gonna make her way out of the room thinking about that and then starts making her way back down to the front lobby.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
Anything from Kai? You doing anything, dude?
Sorry, I was eating.
No worries.
I
Kai's
think Kai
eating
would
some
just have
rotten meat.
yeah. I think Kai would just have a little bit of a wander around the house. Not looking at anything in particular, just
Okay.
seeing if anything stands out to him.
Yeah, okay. You notice a couple of rats in the corner of the room. With one of them that you enter, you just see them kind of scurry out as you enter. Kind of makes you jump a little bit as they rush by your feet. But
God, I hate
other
this
than
house.
that, nothing too much occurs for you.
I'm just taking it quiet.
Yeah. Cool.
He's just looking through the other two rooms real quick. One seems to be some sort of lounge, and the other an office.
Yeah. I'll say when you enter the room with the office, it's pitch black. As you enter, the candles light up.
That is so cool. She'll just have like a look around, see what the general use of this room seems to be. Just like an office, or is there like experimentation or something done here?
Appears to be an office. Yeah. You see a few vials of blood. That seem to be quite old and withered to some degree. A few empty vials, a bunch of papers and stuff. Most of it's been scribbled out, like, or torn up. You make an investigation check for me.
Sure. Investigation. 22.
Okay. You notice that one of the ripped up pieces of paper, you kind of piece it together slightly, and you notice that it's a design for the mark of a familiar. But it's different. It's slightly different in its shape and its design. It's got pieces missing, and it looks incomplete.
Like a prototype.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Saria, you head downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll join the others again after that.
Oh shit. Oops. I don't want to do that. See you again. There we go. Cool. I'll say as you head down, you see Crane returns from the basement. Yeah, and he says, "Oh, sorry. Are you okay?"
Yeah, more intrigued. You said that you weren't here. You were here during before you met the Harold Light, right?
Yes, for the most part, yes. I kind of, this is where I kind of like transitioned. I became more open to the idea of, coexisting and being a little more tame,
Mm-hmm.
Why do you ask?
So we went for a little wander around the bedrooms. And one of your mirrors
Oh,
The woman?
yes. Do you,
That she had the rune.
yes, she was the first. It did not go well.
Vargas walks down the stairs carrying a bunch of books. All right, looking quite pleased with himself.
Have fun, Vargas. I'm sorry, Saria. This is a touchy subject for me.
So good. I was just very confused. Mixed information from I guess.
Yes, the Hallowed Light were not the creators of the mark. That was me. I had help from them, yes, but the more experimental phase was done here, and unfortunately, my first familiar did not survive for very, very long.
Sorry to hear that.
Yes. She was,
Looks very pretty.
I'm sorry, I have not thought of her in a long time. She was important to me. She helped me
I
to
know.
help me to see a different way to live, you know, and I am not happy with how things ended, and I like to keep something to remember her by and make sure that I don't repeat the same mistakes.
Saria looks at Crane very interested in the knowledge that she just gained though, and goes, "So you were the one who created the blood rune?"
Yes, I used some loose techniques from my old master. But have I spoken to you about him?
I think Lucy. I don't think you've ever mentioned his name or particularly what it is. Yeah.
It's like poison on my tongue. But
It's a weird name.
he was, yes, he was terrifying. He was dominating, and his name was Lord Cabal.
Wow.
Yes, and he was very deep into expanding upon the curse and spreading it as far and wide as possible. He wanted to elevate it to something even more powerful. And I learned a lot from him. I wish I didn't, to be honest, but I did, and I tried to make those teachings into something that would help me and maybe help our kind in the future. So I like to think I did my best, but I know I could have done better.
Well, all I can say is it's helped me a lot my entire life. But
I'm glad.
I
The knowledge of the mark has been passed from me to the hallowed light once it was completed. And now they use it with many vampires to guide them to a better life.
And this mark has only ever been put on humanoids.
Yes, as far as I am aware, yes. It is a limitation of the curse, but one which you are clearly not bound by.
No. Considering you made the rune, if you would you have any hypotheses on how likely the curse would have transferred to a cloud giant who's
It
bound to me via the rune?
It should not happen. So unfortunately, I don't know how this has happened. Just looking at your mark, it is a little different to my own. And there are a number of ways to craft one. They can be in different shapes and sizes and different patterns and etc. But as long as the fundamental is the same, then it should work the same. As for yours, it is a little more, I don't know, foreign to me. I would have to study it for quite a while to replicate it, maybe, but I'm not sure even I am skillful enough to do it.
Maybe after you've done your little trip, I do want to pick your brain because I want to try and work out a way that I'm able to remove it from them without them hopefully dying or turning. But again, I'm struggling with the fact that I didn't know that they did this, and then learning that this hasn't happened before.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, I know this feeling, Saria. It is the same feeling I felt with her. When I made this rune, this mark, I did not fully understand it. And when I removed it from her, she turned. And it was harrowing to know it was my fault and that I was not aware, that I should have been. It drove her mad, made her insatiable, uncontrollable. She threatened to rampage and kill any that she may have loved, any who stand in her path. I could not see her turn to such evil. And I had to let her go. I would like to tell you that I could stop this from happening to your loved one. But I cannot promise you this. The mark is dangerous. And I am afraid the danger has already manifested for you and your father. The best that you can hope for is that he resists. But if he does not, then it is an end that he has chosen.
You wouldn't happen to have any of your old books or research on the written for me to read over at some point?
I may have some hidden. When I left this place, I destroyed many of my old research, but perhaps there may be some that remain.
Well, if
I
you ever
managed to
find...
puzzle together some of the prototype things. Sorry, I was in your office. I just saw it. It was interesting.
Perhaps I did not destroy them enough. Anyway.
Well, I puzzled it together really good. There was like 27 different pieces, and like, it wasn't easy.
God, I should have used fire. Never mind. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, Saria, is I'm afraid there may not be an easy solution for you. You can try, by all means, but I cannot promise you that you will find this.
I understand that, but I'm still going to have to try.
Very well.
As
I will help
would.
you. I will help you where I can. I promise you this.
Thank you, Crane. And Saria will. Yeah, Saria will just go, thank you, Crane. And yeah, if there's anything I can do to help you as well in the future, don't hesitate to ask.
No, I am sure we will be very good friends in the future. I believe that we were fated to meet in this way.
Most likely. If nudged by a certain temple, in any case.
If it did not come from them, it likely would have come from elsewhere. Regardless, I know that we will be of help to each other. And, in time, I do hope that you find peace with your curse, and that it will, well, perhaps be of benefit to all of our kind.
I hope so too. Hopefully I can help alleviate some of your burdens as well in the future.
Very good. Anyway, we should sit down. And he kind of guides you kind of over to where Vargas is currently sitting. Vargas, you flicking through this book on the gods. Is there any particular god that you want to look into?
I will check to see if there is any information on Aurea, or if it is pre-Aurea.
Yeah. This book is pre-Aurea. It refers to the god of death as Zythrax.
Okay. I suppose he would be interested in the Zythrax part. What the books had to say, even though. Would you just be able to give us a little rundown of the gods, like that are in the book? So
Yeah.
To jog my memory, but also to let chat know.
Yeah. So there are 7 gods in this world. There is the god of death, Cythrax, and who replaced him, Aurea, the new god of death. There is Gigantus, the god of life. There is Ulcither, the god of fire. There is Invidion, the god of dreams. There is who am I missing? I'm missing
Interesting.
two, right? Zelanis, the god of storms. And then I'm missing one now. Which one is it?
The god of ice, right?
Wasn't Solanas the storm giant?
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, it's Zirconis.
Zirconis,
Yeah,
yeah.
Zirconis is the god of storms.
Mm.
And I forget the god of ice. One second.
God of ice, right? It's the bird.
Yeah.
It was like the dragon Ray Valia.
That's it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's been a while since we brought that particular god up. So,
yeah.
but yeah, that was the god of ice. And the book also details that each of them represent one of the 7 sins as well, 7 deadly sins. So Zythrax is gluttony, Ulcither is greed, Gigantus is sloth, Rayvalia is lust, Invidion is envy, and Zirconos is wrath. But in terms of Zythrax, the book details kind of like a loose detailing of his fall from godhood, along with the rest of the gods, essentially. Where pre-Atlas, this world in its formation, each of the gods were kind of had their own secular domains in the astral sea, and they were in the process of creating life and creating new sources of power, essentially. At one point, the god of fire, Ulcither, created the first dragon, the first elder dragon, and each of the gods then created their own dragon to compete with him and equalize the power balance. Zythrax created the anti-dragon, essentially, a dragon abomination of undead and aberrant creation that was essentially made to kill the other elder dragons. So essentially each of the gods have their own elder dragon, which is like a divine dragon in a sense. On top of that, when the first humanoids were created, Zythrax was the first creator of a humanoid species, being the elves. Following on from that, Gigantus created humans, and each of the gods created their own kind of followers, with their prayers kind of and their faith empowering them. And through this age of creation, there was, a massive power struggle between the gods, and alliances were formed, betrayals happened, gods defected from one side to another, and it essentially boiled down to Zythrax against the rest of the gods. And when he kind of began this divine war, he essentially slaughtered many, many, many life forms that were created at this time from each of the other gods, including a number of the elder dragons perished. and on the build up to this divine war, the seventh god was created from a human. A human became a god, which was Invidian. And when this god came to power, she took over the realm of dreams, and her power was very kind of amorphous and alien to the other gods at the time. She devised this ritual that would essentially seal away each of the gods into various vessels or away into planes of existence. Each of the gods kind of agreed that this would be the solution to stop Cythrax, because otherwise his power was just too much for them. He'd already killed a number of them at that stage. I actually forgot one of the gods, by the way. Another one. There's Asleon, the god of light.
True.
Yeah.
Also, wasn't Ulcifer the devil that we met in?
Yeah, that would be
Everyone.
that'd be his vessel, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. But essentially, what happened was this at the pinnacle of this war, the gods were sealed away by this ritual casted by Invidian. Like, for example, the fire god was sealed away in the plane of fire, and so on and so on. Gigantus became the world of Atlas. He was like a giant earth titan, that particular god. But Cythrax was sealed away into the body of a human. On Atlas is where he ended up. Over time, his body rotted, and he eventually fell to death and awakened to become a lich, essentially, an insanely powerful lich. Where death followed him everywhere. The abyss, the plane of the abyss, began to manifest around him and invade the other planes over time. And over the course of about 1,200, 1,300 years-ish, he kind of culminated power in secret and eventually rose to try and kill all life on the plane of Atlas and rise again as a new god of death, retaking his divine power in a way. And he was essentially... it doesn't say this in the book at this stage, but Vargas knows this tale, and the rest of you do too, with him being the spark of an abyssal war on the plane, and a group of adventurers called the Ashen Storm that rallied together, brought together a number of powers in the world, and races and everything, brought together to fight him off and essentially beat back the abyss and the darkness. And they eventually committed the first act of deicide ever in this world, where they defeated Cythrax and killed him off. As far as anyone is aware, he hasn't resurfaced, and eventually he was replaced by a new god of death called Aurea. But yeah, that's what's detailed about Cythrax in the book.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Cool. As for the rest of the night
there
in
was
this place.
one
Oh yeah,
thing.
go ahead.
I wanted to. I don't know if it's important, but
Uh-huh.
I wanted to check who the author is. This author seems to have a lot of information, but maybe it is just religious knowledge, that has been passed on through generations.
Yeah, it's just a like you say, just an information the tome containing information. There is no signed author to it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll say at this stage, you can either head over to the Cypher's code now before it's kind of closed for the day, or you can take rest overnight and go in the following day. It's up to you.
I don't believe we need to rest, do we?
I'm
No.
fine personally.
I'm fine. Yeah, as well.
Okay.
Hi.
Cool. So what we'll do then, we will take a quick 10-minute break, or say 5-10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we'll come back and we'll head over to the Cypher's code.
Sounds good.
Alright,
Go
cool.
back.
Nice.
Cool.
Perfect.
Good shit.
How much time would have? Oh wait, are you like muted or paused or something on stream?
No, we're all good. We're back on.
How much time has elapsed since we got to this house with the whole reading the books and things?
Probably an hour or so.
I don't know if that would be enough time, but I would have found somewhere quiet if possible and started working on some sewing stuff.
Okay.
So what I wanted to do was I found some paper and I made sketches out of some of the thieves' cant symbols to try and jog my memory and find out the best ones that could help protect us as we walk through the streets, to like take in inspiration from some of the ones that I've seen as we were walking here.
Okay.
And if there were enough time had passed, or even if it hasn't, I would have started on it at least, try to fashion us some sort of like sash or just something we could put on ourselves to help us like stand out a bit and deter pickpockets,
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can definitely make some of the symbols and, place them onto, clothing, things like that. Go ahead and make me, let's say, what kind of skill check would it be? Maybe sleight of hand, or yeah, we'll go with sleight of hand.
Okay. Take that. 25.
Nice. You managed to fashion a number of these like little patches that you can place onto your clothing, your allies' clothing. Essentially, it's a thieves' cant to kind of designate somebody as off limits. Or to tell another thief that this person is like you say, protected or off limits. But yeah, cool. Right, cool idea.
And I'd walk up to everyone and just say, I was hoping this might help dissuade what happened to us earlier. And I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna attach it to like the base of the hood for Jade. I'd attach it to Saria's cape. I'd attach it to my bracelet, my gauntlet, and then to the waist of Vargas.
Nice. Yeah.
Jade is currently still a crow, but
oh,
you
never
hold
mind
on to
then.
it for her.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened to you guys earlier? What are you on about?
Yeah, like I said, this kind of city, people get kind of heavy-handed with things that don't belong to them. I had a few of my things taken. You guys might want to
guys
check
got
your stuff.
robbed?
All mine stuff seems to be here.
Yeah, I was kind of scared because I'm carrying, So that's why I just turned into a crow.
I mean, that's a smart idea, to be fair.
Yeah, you should turn into a crow too.
Oh, sure. And I concentrate really hard, and
Kai
nothing happens.
starts waving his
Make
hands in the air, like trying to flap.
See
Concentrate really hard.
Yeah. You see Kai's shadow just put his hand to his head and shake his head.
Now the question is, does Kai try hard enough to let a little toot out, or
Maybe.
roll for toot?
Boop. Boop.
But yeah, I guess maybe it was just me then. I was a little bit distracted coming to the city, and yeah, I checked my pouch and there's a few things missing.
Yeah, let's get to know. We should be careful.
I guess maybe it's worth leaving some things here. I'm sure. Hey, Crane, do you have like a safe or something? We could leave some belongings in.
I mean, you can leave things anywhere. No one will enter, and if they do, then I will know. So,
You'll know?
yes,
Because of the mirrors?
No. I'm just very perceptive about these things, and I have my ways of keeping watch. You see a few rats scurry down a hallway nearby. Little red in their eyes.
Jade will look at us like, oh, I almost snatched one of those up earlier. I didn't know they were yours. Good thing I didn't.
There are plenty of rats. Don't worry, Jade.
Noted. To know.
Okay, so are you heading to Cypher's Code? Yes?
I think so. I think that's the plan. Right,
Okay.
Kai?
Well, stay
everyone's
safe on
ready?
streets, and just be careful. And I will see you later tonight, maybe. Up to you if you stay
Maybe.
here or not. But
Hey, Crane, you wouldn't happen to know a good place to pawn off gems, right?
gems.
Mhm.
I have not been here for a while, so I'm not too sure.
Okay.
People I know,
Fair enough.
people I knew probably aren't alive anymore. So
Right. Okay. Thanks anyways.
We can make some contacts before we try that.
well, thank you for escorting me here, and good luck on your adventure and whatever it is that you are doing with the Cypher's Code.
Making money, hopefully.
Yeah, and you watch as he pours a vial of blood into a wine glass and swirls it and begins to drink. We'll say you all take your leave. You head over through the city. You notice that as you move through the city, there are less people keeping a watchful eye on you. People still glance at you, but they almost only for a few moments, and then they look away. Whereas before, they would stare quite intently at you for a while, or even follow you for a short distance. That doesn't seem to be happening anymore. And
How's the guard presence, by the way?
yeah, it's pretty potent. There's no like. Put it this way, there's no like guard attire, like there was in like Archlink. It just looks like citizens that are willing to fight for their city, or defend it or patrol it or whatever it might be. And there's also definitely some shady guards as well that are definitely up to no good. I would not. You definitely get the impression that you shouldn't put as much faith in this city's form of justice and law. It definitely seems a bit more loose, and in fact, as you move through the city, you also see a few blood arbiters walking the street.
Oh shit.
There aren't any blood battles happening that you can see, but there is a presence of them, a small presence of them at least. You also notice something you probably haven't seen before, but there are a number of orcs here with red skin, like deep crimson, dark red, and bright red skin, and all of them have these like piercing, glowing green eyes, yeah, it's just there's quite a lot of them, of these orcs that kind of wander the streets and roam around. They're not loud and brutish like the Wargrim tribes. They're a bit more underhanded and a bit more sinister, if you will, in the way that they appear and the way they move and the way that they act and things like that. They're not quite as they're not as in your face, basically, as brutish and as loud as the others. But yeah, you make your way
to the city map, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry. Here we go. Oh.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry, one sec. Doesn't seem to want to let me swap. Oh wait, there we go. I think it's. There we go. Cool. Yeah. So you actually, Gobber will actually stay in Crane's home for now. As you make your way over there. There we go. As you approach the structure itself, you can see that it's this large circular dome-like structure, and there doesn't appear to be a door. It's just solid walls. You do see like a hooded figure that's kind of sat in like an alcove where a door would be. It's kind of at post there, kind of. He's kind of sat with like a spear to his side, and you watch as someone walks up to him. That's walking ahead of you. Kind of walks up, stops in front of him, and speaks for under the breath for a few moments, and then he kind of stands. Turns and puts a hand on on this alcove wall, gives a nod to the guy, and he just walks through the wall. And then he takes his hand off and then sits back down.
I guess I'm the one that's going to speak here. The problem is I'm not that great at speaking.
I'm sure you'll do
Speak
fine,
very
Kyle.
fine.
Yeah, you speak perfectly fine.
We'll help
Pretty
you out. If-
eloquent.
Okay, I'm just gonna slowly approach the person. I'm gonna look over my shoulder and watch to see if my comrades are following me.
I'll hop on your shoulder.
I'm just gonna walk up to him and stop a couple of feet before him.
Yeah.
Just gonna
Kind of,
say,
he just looks at you.
I believe we're expected. Mutual acquaintance sent us.
He kind of puts a hand up and gestures for you to come close.
And I walk up to him.
Yeah. He kind of leans into your ear and he says, "What name do you have?"
My name's Kai.
Not yours. What name have you been given?
Oh, Ranthel. Irving.
Okay. Kind of stops for a moment and just eyes you up and down. Turns
Just gonna look around as well.
and puts a hand on the wall but doesn't gesture anything to you yet. Pauses, looks back at you and says, we'll have to hold for a minute. Last client's not finished yet.
Okay, I'm trying to look around. I can see if there's. Is there like a lot of people around, just in the area, keeping an eye, kind of thing, or is it quiet here?
It's quiet. Yeah, this whole section. Now that once you walked up the steps to get to this secluded section of the city, it's very, very quiet. There are people around, but they are almost intentionally not facing this building.
Do I get the idea that the people around are kind of like positioned as sentries, but they're trying to look
Probably.
like they're fitting in elsewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your guess. There's no way to know for certain, but
Got it, yeah.
it's definitely got a bit of that vibe to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Either that or this organization has such a control over this section of the city that they tell people not to poke their nose anywhere near their area, basically. It's hard to know for certain if they're like plants or if they're, just cautioned citizens in a way. But a few minutes pass, and then the sentry here turns to you and says, "All right, you can enter." Puts his hand back to the wall, gives a nod to you, and to your allies, and
Yeah. And I can give a nod to everybody, like, follow me, and I'm just gonna walk through. A little bit hesitant
alright.
first. I hold my hand out so it meets the wall first.
Yeah.
And I'm moving.
Cool. Let me pull you all onto this map. Cool. So as you step into this structure through this solid wall, you suddenly kind of phase through it and step into a dimly lit, like warm, like bar-like interior. There is candles just loosely illuminating various tables, and the bar in the center of the room kind of covers the entire central area. There are 6 of these doors. I'll say doors, they're more like curtained off cubicles almost. On on the perimeter of this circular chamber. And you can see all of the curtains are drawn shut. They all have a different colour. There's a red, a black, or a grey-like black, I should say, a green, a purple, an orange, and a brown. And there are a number of people in this bar that are kind of dressed similarly to each other in these respective colours. So you can tell that this seems to be like almost like different sections of this organisation. And as you enter, you see that one of the barmen, this guy here, kind of steps forward to the edge of the bar and gestures for you to approach.
And look up.
Yeah. He kind of leans over the bar to you and says, "Well, hello there. You are got an appointment? You with who are you with?"
I'm with Fleece. That's the name, right?
Yeah. Fleece hasn't worked here for a long time. You are.
He's made contact with Ranthal on our behalves.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay. Give us a moment. I'll check if he's willing to speak with you now. You watch as he kind of pulls out this sheet of paper and kind of scribbles onto it for a moment and holds it up into the air, and then you watch as it just flies out of his hand and wafts over towards this doorway right here. Briefly slides in through a gap in the curtain, and then flies back out, and he holds it, snatches it out of the air, reads it, says, "Okay, Irving will see you now. Purple door." And points over to this doorway here.
And I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna pull just 2 gold pieces out of my pocket and just pop them onto the counter and walk towards this purple door. Is it open or is it closed?
As you step forward, the curtain opens slightly, and you notice that as it opens, you can't see beyond whatever's there. It's like a blur, like a blurred filter is over the room. And you also notice there is an enchantment on this chamber that produces a similar effect to the silence spell, in that anything inside here can't be heard on the outside, and anything outside can't be heard from the inside. So it's like a private chamber essentially. But the door opens and you can head on in.
You guys with me here?
I'm just behind you.
I look
Yeah,
back
just
at
on your shoulder.
I'm just gonna take a breath and step through into the chamber.
Cool. Yeah, as you enter, you see there are a table with 5 chairs. One of them is filled with a figure that sits quite confidently with his legs crossed and kind of twirling his hair a little bit and scratching his beard. There is a purple-skinned tiefling with these like crystal blue-like spectacles and kind of scraggly white curly hair. These 2 purple, like light purple horns that curl back over the ears and twirl over the earlobe. He's wearing like a purple like suit with a red tie, He's got a little white goatee. He's got a very like pointy kind of facial expression, very buttoned up lips, and very classy kind of demeanor to him. Someone of wealth that you can tell. Anyway.
And he loves jazz.
Maybe. But he. But as soon as you enter, he just gestures to each of the seats for you all to sit down. Where's Jade, by the way?
She's on Kai's
Just
shoulder.
guy.
Oh, okay.
Right, sure.
Cool. Yeah.
I stopped
He-
from when we came in the
Oh,
door,
okay.
and sort of just I'd say to him like telepathically, yeah, just keep an eye on outside.
Okay.
Feel free
yeah,
to turn invisible if you'd like.
Sure. Yeah, he will. Yeah. But the figure, as you sit down, he says, "Welcome to the Cypher's court. You have been sent by Fleece, yes?"
As I sit down as well, just a gesture of goodwill, I pull that dagger out of my wrist, unhook it from my chain, and just place it on the table.
Very ominous. But I appreciate the gesture.
And I like push it so it's like just out of reach of me, so far enough away, just just try and show him here amicably. And
Yeah. You can tell he's making a bit of a joke with you. You see the smirk on the corner of his mouth. You can tell that he doesn't see you as a threat in any way. But he kind of scratches his chin a little bit more and he says, "So what's your names? You are, who's who?"
I'm Kai.
Okay. And you? Points to Vargas.
Vargas, pleasure.
Points.
I'm Saria.
Okay. And you? Points at the bird.
Hi, I'm Jade.
Always nice to meet another druid. We have someone who works here that is similar to you. But I am Irving Granthel. I am one of the masters here.
Master of what?
I'm master of intrusion. Each of our sections are specialized. We all dabble in each other's business from time to time and do all manner of jobs, but for the most part, we deal in information, knowledge, and ways to extract it.
On the topic of knowledge, have you, recent occurrence and all, piqued my interest? Have you ever heard of a wyvern the size of a full-grown dragon?
I'm afraid not. Though I am aware of the attacks across the Chain Coast. There has been a rise in activity from these beasts. Why do you ask?
I don't know if you heard about the most recent one. Actually, think the leader of the guards there was killed by a wyvern that size.
Ah, yes. Tragic news of Bastion's downfall. That is, unfortunate.
News travels quick here, huh?
We have people in most places. But as for this dragon, I cannot say I know of its origin or where it may be resting, nesting. I do not know. We are trying to find
Inside
out.
check.
Yeah, sure. He
Sure,
says,
sorry, I'll join with
yeah.
that.
He says, we are trying to find out, but a number of our operatives have been killed. Seems pretty straight up.
That's my
He's clearly not telling you everything, but he's not lying to you there. As far as you can tell.
26.
Nah,
Yeah.
just a thought. Just I whirling around my mind.
Yeah, it's
About,
the
like,
same,
the
pretty much.
direction of the storm.
Okay.
Yeah. But he says, anyway. You're here to do a job for us, yes? You come highly recommended by Fleece.
Of course, we're like amazing.
Very good.
I'm very sneaky.
I can tell.
We each have our skills. Together, I
Some-
think we can
yeah.
handle any job you throw at us.
He says, some more than others, I can tell as well. But, I think this job may be something you might be interested in, but you tell me. I should make you aware that, should you refuse, we will be altering your memory of these events. I hope you understand.
You can do that?
Yes, we can.
That's cool.
If you do not consent, then I will not tell you of the job. It is that simple.
Yeah, I don't care.
I think we consent.
My memory's pretty shot anyway, so.
Very well. So, first things first. You'll be working directly for us in the Cypher's code. We have a particular job that has eluded us for a number of months. It is a repeat job, in a way, something that we come back to every so often. There is a collector in this city, one which specializes in relics, legendary artifacts. He has a knack for finding these items, and he has a particular taste for objects wielded by the Ashen Storm. He has a museum of sorts. He charges people to come in and look at these items, tells them about them, and sends them on their way. He has collected a number of these items over many, many years, and over that time frame we have plucked them unknowingly from his ownership, replacing them with fakes. Although well-crafted fakes, of course. The task we have for you is to procure his latest find. It is an orb of sorts, said to contain sand within it. Said to be a powerful magical artifact capable of replicating various spellcraft. Rumor has it that this object is heavily cursed, and we believe should not be in his ownership. However, with the amount of times we have done this, he has become a little more cautious, a little more paranoid, and as such he has improved his magical defenses over this particular property and the artifacts that are kept within it. So we require a third party to not risk our discovery.
So, if you say that he's not aware, But then, like, he's upped his security. Like, why is he upped his security?
I should say he's not aware of all of them. He's noticed a few, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know that we're involved. We've covered our tracks quite well.
I see.
Also, it's a cursed item. Are we not gonna get like cursed if we pick it up?
Of course not. Just don't attune to it.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Sure.
Blind. Uh, 18.
Nice. Yeah. Sorry, what was the insight for again? It was.
on the
Because he
curse.
said just don't attune to the cursed item.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I mean, that's. He believes it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's as much as you can tell within 18.
Good to know. All right.
But he says. Sorry, go on.
Forgive me. What exactly is the item? One more time.
It isn't. It's an orb. It is a glass orb, dark glass. It has sand within it, and we believe from our intelligence that there are spirits within it. If you place your ear close to it, you will hear voices, whispers.
Mm.
We believe it's quite
Interesting.
dangerous and seek to relieve him of this dangerous artifact before it causes him any harm. And you see him smile as he says that.
Of course.
And the replica?
He reaches beneath the table and pulls out a glass orb. Black glass, like dark glass. You can barely see through it from a distance. But you can tell that there is like this sand within it, and it's like swirling like a tornado almost on the inside. It's just swirling around all in different directions inside this orb. And he holds it up to his ear and he says, "It is quite a good replica." And he hands it to Kai.
I hold it up in front of me and I inspect it. I feel the weight.
Yeah.
And I turn to him and I say, and how lifelike is this?
Well,
If he was to
it's
hold it, would he tell the difference?
very unlikely. He may discover it eventually, but it will take quite a long time. He has a knack for preserving these artifacts, keeping them in boxes and glass cases and never letting anyone touch them. We know this
Yeah,
because we have an informant working for him. He's been there for a number of months at this stage, but he's been unable to procure this item for us, and even less so, he's been unable to decipher the magical means of protection that he's placed upon these artifacts. They have some type of magical barrier that prevents anyone from taking them, these cases that he keeps them in. Whatever it is that's causing this needs to be disabled. So we'll need to do some recon.
Can you put us in contact with your man on the inside?
Of course,
Get a little
yes.
bit more information.
Should you accept, of course.
Should we accept?
Yes. I encourage you to visit this place, take a tour, see what he has to offer, get to know him a little bit, maybe. See what weaknesses you can glean, and, well, work with our informant to come up with a plan. Should you need assistance, we may provide some. It depends what you need and what you ask for. As for payment, that depends on how well you complete the job. And that's all I'll
What
say
about,
for that.
like, what about the previous things that you've acquired from this museum? Like,
What about them?
You know, any special like things that you remember of those jobs that, like, oh, you know, he always does this or whatever.
Well,
'Cause, I mean, I assume the joint has been cased quite a bit then.
oh yes, he's a very powerful mage. His reputation is, well, someone that will not be too pleased if you are to tamper with his goods. He's caught a number of thieves over the years, no one from our organization, but he's not very forgiving, and his magical protections are very potent. No common thief will be find any amount of success trying to steal from him.
That's good to know.
Yes, he is a powerful mage and an enchanter. He also has an apprentice. He's quite adept in conjuration of lightning and thunder. And then, of course, our informant is an illusionist. And just the three of them man this museum of sorts. And, yes. As for these other items we procured from him, some of them we keep, some of them we sequester, some of them we sell to prior owners.
That's fair enough. I mean, I'm down to do it, or at least look into it.
And how quiet of a job were you expecting to do here?
You're expected to get in and out undetected.
And if things go wrong?
Well, then we cut all ties with you, of course.
It's understandable.
To be clear...
But if things go wrong and we get the orb...
As far as we're concerned, if you acquire this item without revealing your involvement with us, then that will suffice. But it's within your best interest to remain undetected, or at least complete the job without any suspicion that you've done anything.
That is the plan.
Makes
Understood.
sense.
Very well. So I take it you are accepting of this job?
I look around at the others.
Harry gives him a nod.
Yes, Vargas gives a nod.
Very good. Well, upon completion, we will discuss reward. Do you know that we will reward you handsomely if we are happy with the job that you've completed? Otherwise, be very careful. Do not underestimate this fellow. As for his name is Felix Virales. He's an elf with a slight purple shade to his skin. Not quite as deep as mine. His apprentice goes by the name of Rafus Vorro. And as for our informant is named Torbane Ilumana. Though that's more of a code name.
I mean, that's the only name he, only his actual name.
As for where you'll find Torbane, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a sheet of paper, a small piece of paper, and slides it over the desk to Kai. And there is directions from this building to a house, and secondary directions towards the actual museum. And he points at the museum, says, "This is where you'll find the artifact in question." Points at the house and says, "This is where Torbane lives. Or at least, whilst he's on this job. It's more of a hideout, if you will. A false pretense for a home."
How complex are the instructions? To like the directions?
No,
they, like
real simple, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna slowly slide it over in front of Vargas so you can take a look.
Mhm.
Then after like 20 seconds, when it looks like he's finished reading, I'm gonna slide over so sorry I can take a look at it.
Yeah.
And once we've all had a look at the instruction, is like a candle on the table or anything, or?
Yeah. There's a candle, yeah, center of the table.
And I'm gonna put the directions under the flame of the candle to burn up into ash, so as not to like leave any sort of links.
Yeah. He
Hopefully to
smirk
show
on the
him
corner.
that I've done
Yeah.
some similar stuff like this before, you know.
Yeah, he can tell there's a smirk on the corner of his mouth and gives a nod at you. Says, "Very good. I am hoping you are as impressive as I've been led to believe. It's been a while since I've spoken with Fleece. When he contacted me regarding you, I have to say my interest was quite piqued."
Police has their reputation with you then, I take it?
Oh yes, he was quite talented back in the day. He completed many jobs for us at a certain time. Though that's all confidential, of course.
Of course.
Well, us and Fleece have had a very successful relationship so far. I hope we can continue to as well.
We'll see. It all depends how you perform. Goes without saying that the details of this mission are not to leave these walls. If you are to discuss it outside of these chambers, you do so in secret. You do so without any ears listening in. Take every precaution, for it's your lives that are on the line. This will not come back on us, I assure you that. The risk is
Even nothing
yours.
to worry about.
Do you have any questions for me?
I have a very important question. You know where I could sell multiple thousands gold worth of drums? We're pretty new to the city.
His eyebrows raise, and he kind of looks over his spectacles at you. May I see them?
Sure. And Jade will turn into self.
Oh, wow. That is unique.
I haven't even opened the bag yet. What do you mean?
Never mind. holds his hand out.
I'll just hold the bag and open it up, and
Yeah.
like show him.
Sure. He retracts his hand and glances at you in the eye, and then looks at the bag. Kind of looks into it. Kind of flicks the corner so that they shuffle a little bit. He says, I'd be happy to buy them.
Really?
Yes. Should you be willing to sell them to me?
I mean, of course, if you give a good price. I'm not selling the diamonds and the emeralds, though.
Very well. I'll need to inspect them a little closer, of course. He holds his hand out.
Do you have like a box I can kind of like pour them into? There's a lot of them.
He kind of rubs his fingertips together for a moment and then flicks his hand outwardly, and you watch as this purple vapor kind of flows from his hand for a moment and then coalesces onto the table and forms into a physical object, being a little like metal dish for you to pour them in.
Ooh, cool. Okay, and she'll pour them in and then take out the emeralds and diamonds.
Yeah. He says, no diamonds.
Well, I mean, they're pretty important if, we run into trouble.
Afraid it brings down the value quite a bit.
I know the diamonds are pretty expensive.
Very well. 4,000 gold.
How is that offer compared to the amount of gems he's taken?
Withdrawing the 2 diamonds and 2 emeralds,
Yeah.
it's a 4.7k value approximately.
Yeah,
that we have.
It's fair. It's not
Yeah.
like trying to rip you off in any way. It's basically buying at a slightly lower price so that they can be resold. Yeah.
Like you expect from a fence, yeah.
Yeah, and plus when you're buying in
it's
bulk,
also stolen goods.
and you would make the full amount if you sold them individually, like or in small packets, small amounts. But if he's buying it in the full amount, he expects some amount of a discount. He says, 4,000 gold. It's the best I can offer, I'm afraid.
I look at Kai because fuck the other two. They don't get to decide about this. Look to Kai. I mean, I think it's a pretty good price, and it's a good price for sure. I think
seems fair. It also helps us rid of one extra headache further down the line, right?
Well, I still have these really big ones, the diamonds and the emeralds, but it alleviates, yeah. Yeah, I think we're happy with that.
He once again he kind of wisps his hand and vapor appears and then forms into a sack of gold, and he kind of tosses it up and down, checking its weight, and hands it over to you.
Imagine it's heavy as fuck, and it just Jake goes to take it and just like on the ground like that.
Oh, it's platinum.
Oh, okay, that helps.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, 400 platinum.
Yeah, 400 platinum.
Jake opens the bag, looks inside of it.
Yeah,
okay.
It's all there.
Kai, you want to keep this on you?
If you want me to, sure.
I mean, yeah, you have a, she'll just give it a Kai.
He says, Irving just says, thank you for your business, and once this job is completed, perhaps we can speak of jobs you may have for us, things that you may need, things you may wish to know for us to find out for you. Our door will be open, should you complete this job.
Good to know.
Great. Thank you.
Of course, we only work for a price, of course.
Of
But you get my point. So,
Understood.
any last questions for me?
Yes.
Fire away.
If necessary,
Mm-hmm.
would you like if we cannot get our hands on it, would you prefer we destroy it?
I'm afraid you can't destroy an object like this.
All right. I just wanted to ask the question.
And on that note, do not kill him or his apprentice. He is valuable.
It will be like we were never there.
Very good. If you are discovered, like I say, flee. Do not fight him to the death. If you do, you will not find our door open to you any longer.
And time frame. A job like this is
As soon
going
as
to be
possible.
extremely quick.
As soon as you can do it. Do not rush yourselves. Take your time, prepare. Formulate a plan, stick to it, execute it, and get out safely.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And should you decide this job is not for you, or that you are incapable of completing it, return here. Your memories will be wiped. If you flee, we will find you. And you won't have a choice in the matter any longer.
Sounds fair.
Very good. He gestures to the door with his hand. He watches the curtains reopen.
Well, we'll be back as soon as possible.
I stand up and I reach on the table and grab my dagger with a quick flourish, tuck it back into my gauntlet, or my brisket, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I leave.
He
All right. Pleasure.
Yeah, no worries. But as you all step out, and you go to leave, just give me give me one perception check, everybody.
Perception.
Natural 20 for a 20.
Nice.
24.
Oof, very nice.
14 and 5.
I got 15.
Cool. Saria and Jade. The two of you notice, like up, like above you, there are these rafters that kind of form a pattern. You know, like this like weird star-like pattern. That's essentially the symbol of the codex, of the Cypher's codex. And up in the rafters, you see a figure in the shadow, with a hood up, mask over its face, daggers at its hip. You see an assassin, just watching and keeping a close eye on all of you as he kind of moves back and forth down these rafters.
I wave at him.
I was about to do the same thing.
Yeah. As you wave at him, you watch as he kind of lifts a hand to his face, and then he just fades away and becomes invisible.
He gets fucking waved at him. That's insane.
You rolled real high for that. It's not easy to detect an assassin like that, so. But worth noting that this group definitely has trained operatives that are for that type of work. But you all walk up to the doorway. You watch as there's another person stood at the doorway who does the same procedure, touching it and gesturing for you to head through. You step through a solid wall and back into the cell. As you make your way over to one of these two destinations, I think we'll wrap up there for the day.
Sounds good.
Before we get into anything too deep.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, that was fun. Good stuff, guys. That was real good.
Yeah, good sesh, good sesh.
Kai walks
Right.
out and he's just like freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, this is the real deal.
Yeah.
Hey, Kai, put that money in your pouch, by the way.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, as we went to the room, I would have picked up the pouch and my magic pouch, dropped that in with the money.
Yeah.
And then as we walk out, I would have pulled it out of the empty pouch and tucked it back into my trousers.
Yeah, no worries.
And you said it was 400 platinum, right?
Yes.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I still have 3.3k worth of stolen gems on.
I did not know it was that much. Holy shit.
This is one of the few places that would actually buy them from you as well. At least in that manner, like.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring it up, but I was gonna bring it up like after the job was done. Get put in contact with like a fence or
I'm not-
something.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fucking walk around with that many gems like for that long.
Yeah. There's less chance to get tracked back to you as well, selling them to someone like this.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's a good shout.
And we've got some coin to spend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good session. Now comes
No
the
fucking
hard
music.
part.
What are you on about? I'm amazing at stealthing.
Yeah. You'll have to form
Look.
a plan. There's many ways you can approach this. There's no right or wrong
Okay.
answer. So,
Oh my god.
and there's there's one of you could be a distraction. There's loads of ways you can play it. You can sneak in at night or do it in, whilst it's open, distract them, and use the informant in some way, or there's loads of ways to play this, but you'll have to kind of get a lay of the land. Yeah, you'll have to get a lay of the land, discuss with the informant, and kind of formulate some type of a plan on how you're gonna accomplish it. But yeah, it's gonna be fun though.
Could we just play for like another 5 hours?
Yeah, I wish.
We'll be fine, right?
have work. You do too.
Yeah.
I know.
Hmm.
Good session though, guys.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Thank you, Scott, as always.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Scott.
No
Thank you guys for watching.
worries. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. We will. Oh, sorry, my audio looped there. We'll be back next week. Yeah, everyone good for next week?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I believe
that's
so.
why not?
Lovely. And I think, yeah, sure, I'll do this. Real quick. Hey, just gifting a few subs to the channel for
Yeah.
viewers.
Nice.
But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week. Hope you enjoyed. Check out the YouTube channel for previous episodes. And yeah, we will be back soon. So thanks everyone.
Good night.
Goodbye, guys.
Take it easy.